Okay, so thank you so much for doing this interview. Can you start out first by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, my name's Helen Willis. I live in Kansas City, Missouri. I graduated from Sion High School. I'm going to Purdue, and as of right now, I'm majoring in engineering with a minor in environmental studies.
So, why did you choose to minor in environmental studies?
Um, I chose to minor in environmental studies because my interests have always really revolved around sustainability and like protecting the natural world. So having a minor in environmental studies will allow me to like give a voice to the environment that can't really actively defend itself.
That's great. So when was like the first time you realized the Earth was in danger due to climate change?
There was never really like a defining moment, but like the most impactful moment for sure was hearing Greta Thunberg speak to the world leaders at like the UN Climate Action Summit.
Yeah, why was that so impactful for you?
I mean, hearing someone her age so passionately like fight against big businesses really left me in awe. And like upon hearing her speech, I truly wanted to like make a lifestyle change and educate myself on ways to help further her initiatives.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think since she's like a part of our generation, would you say that our generation is probably affected the most by this?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like our age group is definitely affected the most. I mean, more specifically like Gen Z and the generations following us, because we're the ones who will be dealing with the effects of global warming, water pollution, and like much more if brands don't change and like people don't start taking like individual action.
And I know you're really into living sustainably, especially when it comes to your wardrobe. So could you maybe tell us a little bit about what you know about fast fashion and its detriments to the earth?
Oh yeah, fast fashion is like trendy, usually cheap clothing that bases their look off of ideas from like celebrities that you see on Instagram, for example. I mean, like the fast part of fast fashion usually implies like the action that brands take to push out clothing to meet the consumer demands. And usually, like sadly, these clothings usually get discarded after a few wears. And so, like, I mean, I don't know how accurate these stats are right now, but I do remember seeing that there are over like 80 billion pieces of clothing being consumed globally each year.
Oh, really? I saw something while I was researching for this, and I saw something that it's like over 20,000 liters of water that are needed to produce like 1 kilogram of cotton. And that's like a t shirt and jeans. Like, that's all that is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, we're just consuming more and more. I mean, like, right now, it's like 400% more than we were consuming just like 2 decades ago. And it's like, especially infecting our air quality. I mean, like, impacting our air quality and like our oceans because of like these microfibers that are found in cotton that's genetically modified.
So, knowing these glaring statistics, what have you done to maybe advocate or spread awareness about it?
Yeah, well, first I began to educate myself by going to climate change protests and talking to other activists on how to help. I mean, that's really when I realized like I needed to be more self-conscious about where I spend my money. And as for spreading awareness, for me, it definitely ranges. Like we can't all be on the front lines giving speeches and talking to local officials, but like I choose to do the things like explaining to my friends why I refuse to buy from certain brands and like sharing moving articles on social media and like continuing to attend protests to demand change within our government.
Okay, so what are some issues causing environmental problems in your community specifically?
Oh, within my community, there's a clear racial divide that separates the lower income neighborhoods with like the upper class neighborhoods, and more specifically, like a 2 minute car ride that showcases these physical differences. I
Mhm.
mean, this contributes to like the attainability of living a more sustainable lifestyle because many of the people who live in these lower income neighborhoods have like a decreased access to cleaner water, cleaner air, and like safer living conditions altogether. I mean, another problem that lies within our community is chain businesses taking over locally owned businesses
Yeah,
in the area, which is like a clear effect of gentrification.
yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, like a unique part of Kansas City is found within these shopping areas, but like as they raise rent, the popular areas, like the locally owned businesses can't afford to sell their eco-friendly products.
Yeah, very true. Um, So, what are some ways more young people can begin to start remedying some of the damage done to the earth?
Oh, yeah. Well, the easiest way is to start educating yourself on the wide range of environmental topics. I mean, following Instagram accounts, staying informed within the changes within your community, and volunteering with your friends and family, for example. Um, More ways just include like cutting down single-use plastics, such as like the renewable bags and containers that Target sells. I mean, like I mentioned before, being more considerate of where you spend your money. I mean, these companies continue to negatively impact the environment because of the millions of dollars we spend on their damaging products.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you so much for your time. This was really eye opening.
Yeah.